Dianna, the declutter expert, is with us this morning, and we are talking about decluttering of homes, how it happens, why it happens, what you can do about it. Stay tuned, we'll talk about it right now.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Clutter, the verb, cover or fill something with an untidy collection of things. The room was cluttered with bric-a-brac. Noun of clutter, a collection of things lying about in an untidy state. Boy, do you have a hard job.
Yes. Yes, well, it is a very physically intensive job in a lot of the jobs because people can have a lot of clutter, and that's what we do. We just help people when they're ready, they have to be ready for it, to make a change to their home.
Yep. Dianna, you're like an angel with wings for these families. So when we're talking off air, you're saying that it's physical work, but there's also emotional work, because I guess for people to get into this state, it's more emotional than physical of how they actually got cluttered in their homes.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so that's true. Like clutter can be a number of different people. Often have a lot of experiences in their life that have led to that. So they might have had an accident, or they might have had a lot of emotional trauma in their life, or just a divorce and followed by a few things. And then they just find they get a bit overwhelmed and they let go of trying to keep it ordered. And then suddenly they find that they're very cluttered.
What do you think, Billy?
Open the space, clear the mind. It is it's a big change for a lot of families. I've got to ask, Diane, do you work with families that just want to change out of feeling better, or is it always just for a sale? Can do you get clients that reach out just because now's the time to make a good start to the year?
Definitely, absolutely. They reach out when they're ready and they've had enough, and they look around them. I don't have the strength to do this. I don't have the health to do this, but they really want to change and they want to get on top of it. So that's when they call us, and we love it. It's a very people-based business. We're really genuinely helping people. And some people, if they're wanting to sell their home, obviously that's a time when they need the home to be decluttered, because they'll get a better price for the home, because it'll look better and it'll look much. When there's a lot of clutter, it makes the home smaller and it makes it darker. When you declutter a home for sale, it actually makes it look so much like a bigger space, bright. See the feature of the home better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a really sexist question.
Right.
Is it boys more or girls more?
You mean that to do the work?
No, the ones that get the clutter up their homes.
That's a good question. It's both. I get more women calling, actually, to be fair, but we definitely do. Probably more women, but yes, men, and of all ages. So rooms of teenagers, 20-year-olds will call me in. A lot of older people as well, or families where they're really busy and they don't have time. So it's actually can be anyone who calls, and I think that's what's really interesting about this business, is you get to go into people's homes and everybody is so different and they have different lives, and you really walk into that life and they let you in, and it's a very personal business, and it requires them really trusting me, of which they do, because I'm very trustworthy, but it's very personal. I actually become part of their family for that time that I'm there. Yeah.
And do you ever get like altercations?
Well, I'm very good at communication, so no. And often people, sometimes people, if they might have a mental health issue, which is why their home might be cluttered. So I must say I am good at not having any argument with people. I don't argue with people. So I just understand them and receive their communication, and I don't respond. I just help them. So I always stay very positive and understand. That's
I never thought about it till this morning. There's a social worker element to your business.
it's a lot based on communication and caring about people. And if we're very genuine, they will do and open up.
Don, I've got a question. How long does the average declutter take if you're doing just a room, a really cluttered room? Yeah.
A really cluttered would probably take 2 people a day.
Okay.
Because it could be like a box with hundreds of little things in it, and the client likes to sort through them with us and pick what they want to get rid of. That can take a while, or it could take a day.
Yeah. Okay. And are you doing everything from going through?
Do you chuck stuff? Do you chuck it out or you store it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Sorry, Billy. Do you chuck it out or you just store it?
Either. If it's rubbish, we chuck it. If some customers want to keep things, so we'll box it and store it. We try and encourage them to get rid of it if they're not going to keep it. Otherwise, they're just creating boxed clutter in a storeroom. But yeah, we organise to, we'll organise to donate it. So we do a lot of donate so landfill. We do recycle. We do chemical drop-offs. We do do that, and we will donate to women's shelters, to charity, to all sorts of things. So we try and encourage them to let go of things in the future, because when they do that, they feel a lot better than if they hang on to it.
Yeah, I've got another question. If someone's calling you in, what's the ratio that you were able to declutter a house by? If someone's identified that they've got a lot of stuff, what's the sort of, how much stuff can you cut back on for the average client?
You know what? It depends on the person. So some people will just go, let's throw it. They'll just go, no, throw it. So we work with the client because they're the one that are in charge of deciding what they want to let go of. So we have to go with that. So someone might have made a decision, they're just going to really change and they're willing to let it go. That's a much faster job than the person who actually looks at every single item and goes, no, I think I'll keep that. I think I'll keep that. I think I'll keep that. They can keep a lot of things and not let much go. So we have to go with that, but that's a very slow process. So it can take a long time or a short time. But the quicker they let jobs come. Yeah.
Have you ever been into declutter a property where you've been scared?
No, but there are properties that are hoarder and squatter. Property, I do that myself. There's specialised companies that do that where people have got themselves into a bad situation and it's not hygienic. So I don't do that myself. That's a sort of a specialist cleaning company. But no, if I was scared, no, not really. No, not scared. No. But
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's very varied. Like every job, I love this job because every person in every household is very different, and we can help everybody. Yeah.
I think I'd love your job.
It is good, actually. Hard work, but it's good.
And most houses, is it like a garage that you've got to declutter, or what's sort of I know there's obviously every client's different, but what does a normal client look like on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I do a lot of senior downsizing, so I'll go into it when a person's moving into retirement, aged care, and they've got a lifetime thing. So they might have a 5-bedroom home, they're moving into a 1-bedroom place. So it could be that. So, and often they'll have things of their own plus their own parents. So they're big jobs where you're going through that. Could be that. It could be anything from just to like a 1-bedroom place. Yes, we do garages, for sure. We basically do everything. Anything that they want, we do. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, Dianna, how does the process work? So you get a call from, I guess, the person normally or a family member?
Yeah, it can be either. It could be a son or daughter or the person. It's better if it's from the person, because if someone else brings on, you go there, that person
half
doesn't.
The job's done.
Well, they don't want it. You can only do it if the person wants the help. Otherwise, it's impossible. So yes, but it could be from anyone.
So they call you up and you go out there.
Yeah.
You charge for that, for that
Oh,
free quote.
free quote for sure. Yeah.
So you go out, you meet with them, you go X, Y, Z. This is what it's going to cost you.
Yeah, that's right. And I explain to them the process so they understand what we do. And then I get a feel from them what sort of job it's going to be, if it's going to be a faster job or a slower job, because I find out what's important to them, how much of the things they want to keep. We also, sometimes people have a lot of antiques or collectibles, so we will, I'll bring in buyers of those. So we have to take a lot of factors into account when we go into a job. But generally, yes, we either just do a daily rate or we do a quote. But a job can be a day or it can be, a few weeks. And often it might be spread over a couple of months. Say if someone's putting their house on for sale, they'll get us to come in, or the real estate might call us. Real estate agent like yourself would call us, and then we will go in and do what's called a visual declutter for the sale. And then after the contract's been signed, we'll go in and help them start packing up and do a full declutter.
Wow.
So it could be lots of things.
I feel educated this morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we also, like I said, we do a deceased estate. So again, often it's for a deceased estate, it'll be a son or real estate agent that will call us to come in and do a property and get that. Generally, a deceased estate will be for sale. So we'll come in
And you'll take the body as well.
Yeah, take the body. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's funny. No, I come in with that sort of time. No.
Billy will help with that. That's a very, very helpful field. One thing I got out of today, guys, was and thank you for this, was I didn't realise that emotional and that social element layer of what needs to be done with declutter. You don't just come in and start moving stuff. You've got to be really empathetic with the people out there. So thank you, Billy. What do you got to say in conclusion?
Yeah, this is obviously a special person to do a special job. You can't just start pulling people's houses apart. So and you got to have time to do that. So I can understand completely if it's a professional working a full-time job or a family member. I can completely understand why they get you in to help with that process.
And it's a good idea because it saves them a lot of time. A lot of people can't do it by themselves, but they can do it with someone.
Yeah. Amazing. Thanks so much for coming on.
You're a weapon. Thank you. So the way people contact you is Declutter Assistance. Google that. All your details will come up. Give you a call. You sit personally?
Definitely. I call them personally and I go and see them personally. Definitely. It's a people business.
And you're based on it?
Yeah, Northern Beaches. So I'm based in Brook. But we service the whole of Sydney. We obviously do a lot of work on the Northern Beaches, North Shore, but we go all over Sydney.
So good.
Thank you very, very much for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. It's been really great to chat with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Billy.
Have a good
Dianna,
day.
take care.
Okay.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.